Hello, Tyler Tolman here. I'm just recording this video because I've had a lot of just interesting thoughts lately and been hearing a lot of amazing downloads by Marcus Patrick and Daniel Vitalis and David Wolf and other people, and it's just inspired me to share some information. I myself have studied for many years, different ancient mystery schools. I've always been curious in different religions and looking at what these religions believe and what they teach. Looking at different cultures of individuals and studying from my father, Don Tolman, researching Pythagoras, Socrates, Thales, Hippocrates, just different information from all around the world. And you hear a lot about this law of similarities, law of attraction. Most people have heard as above, so below, as within, so without. And so I'd like to just share a message of why. Share a message of why become vegetarian or why work towards higher vibration. Why eat very specific foods even though it seems weird. And for me, we have a divine purpose here on this earth. And if you look at the whole as above, so below thing, you can see some really interesting things. And I'm going to be talking about some things that a lot of people will say, oh, that's not proven. Oh, that's bull. That's not true. But really, I believe it's some of the truest truth. And if you really contemplate, I think you'll come to an understanding of how the cosmos works and how it functions. And if you think of a galaxy, if you think of the cosmos all about us, it's actually looked at and thought by many cultures and taught by mystery schools and even looked at from scientists as possibly being a large living being. And we are literally living on a planet that's flying around a sun that is literally, could almost be like one atom. We have a sun as like the nucleus, and then we have neutrons and protons for the atom flying around, and that's like Earth and Mars and Jupiter and Saturn, all these things, and it's like a live thing. And when you look at it, the evolution of planets, really, planet means wanderer. And so we have these wanderers wandering around this light source or this nucleus. And they know that the Earth used to be much bigger than what it is now. And this is the reason for dinosaurs. The reason massive animals and dinosaurs existed is because the Earth was so much bigger, and so it supported bigger life. And at some point, Gaia, our mother, this planet, gave birth. If you think of a woman that's pregnant, she's bigger. And she gave birth, and what some people say is that something struck the Earth, and the moon actually broke off from the Earth and started a rotation around the Earth. So what happened literally is Mother Gaia gave birth to the moon, gave birth to some call Luna. And Luna travels around the Earth and is constantly facing the Earth. Some people say it doesn't spin, but it actually is spinning just enough to constantly face its mother. And if you look in nature, if you look at a mother that gives birth, the baby just constantly wants to be looking at its mother. And the moon is growing, and the Earth is also growing, and it's evolving. And eventually what's going to happen is that moon will break off and start its own spin, and will start to grow and become a wanderer, a planet. And that planet will become bigger and bigger and bigger, and eventually give birth to its own moons. Kind of like we as humans, being a miniature of what's going on out there, will give birth to children and have them as close as possible until they get old enough and big enough to go out on their own and wander and grow and have their own children. Well, the next evolutionary step in this process is for that planet to actually spin so much and grow so much and build energy from the hydrogen. Okay, and the oxygen at some point will ignite and create a hydrogen and helium fusion that will become a star. So our star and every star that's out there started out first as a moon, then became a planet, then became a star, and then had its own planets and moons and so forth and so on. And why am I talking about this? I'm talking about this because it's the same evolutionary process for us as human beings. We have children, we grow, we get to these certain points, and look at it. Within our society, we look to the stars. We look at the people that are out there that are doing stuff. They're the superstars. They are the stars. We look at them, they shine brightly. But in this society, it's because they have money, it's because they're in the movies, it's because of all these different things. In societies past, it was actually people that were becoming enlightened, having this experience of literally flaming on and taking on the helium fusion machine, changing this process, raising the vibration, and having that helium taken in rather than oxygen, and literally becoming enlightened. Because when you attract the helium to you through burning hydrogen rather than oxygen within the body, you become enlightened, literally. To become enlightened means to become lighter. And I could go on and on about this process and how we're changing constantly. I'm not going to get into it too much right now, but I want you to think about, what if we can take in certain intelligent plants and beings into our body and change this environment to literally a point where we change our vibration and literally shine like a star on this planet. Because I'm telling you that our planet is wanting to evolve to its next stage. But it cannot evolve to its next stage without its organisms living within it taking the next step and evolving as well. And if you're not ready to evolve, if you're a low vibration and the planet does evolve all of a sudden, that's not going to be good for you. So I believe that there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people that are aware that there's changes going on, that the vibration of this planet is raising, and we need to follow suit. If not more so, create the process. So I just wanted to share that message of why. And why is because we want to be more conscious, we want to be more intelligent, we want to literally become enlightened and be like a star and shine. So thank you for listening. I'll be sharing more later on. Have a beautiful day.